Okay, it's all about you balancing family, work, and marriage goals. How do you intend to balance your family? How do you intend to work and also make sure that the marriage goals are made fulfilled? This morning we have joining us via Zoom right here in Lagos, Raphael Malik. Hello, Raphael. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
He's been on the show for quite some time. It's been a while. And also a
Yes,
social media person. So I know him more as a social media person. Okay. So how are you this morning?
very well. How is the
It's so good to
program
have you.
doing?
We're doing great. Okay, now to you, how do you balance family, work, and also marriage goals? What are the things we need to do to make this work?
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure listening to you for now and being part of the program. Sincerely, most of these challenges that we come across in our journey as family, they are dynamic. There's no one formula fit all. You know, one of the principles that I've adopted is that for every human being, there is a peculiar fingerprint that is designed for you. So you have to define and design the solution that fits your home. There can't be one solution fit all. So in that perspective, there's need for one to sit together as a couple, as a family, to design the solution that will suit us. Because if you say you want to take this template and adopt it, one of the truth is that it's either life happens to you or you happens to life. So things can actually evolve, things can happen, and things can easily change. You will not have in plan. We have insurance for most things that we did not expect to happen, but might happen. So is life. So if we have a plan and a strategy to follow to achieve our success, our goal as a family, we have to be dynamic and flexible about it. Okay, because if you say it must be A plus B to give you a C, uh, a stage and a season comes in your life that might not work. So having a plan, working with the plan, and also having an open-minded an open mind to make sure that when season and time calls for change, you are ready to adapt. Because career can be demanding. Career could be stretchy. You can be climbing up your career, and at the point you find some challenges and some dynamics happening to you as a career person. Either there's a challenge at work, either there's a promotion that is coming that is going to take you out of your country, and you want to look at how do you really balance that with your family. Are you going to take the entire family to the country you are going, even if the company is ready to finance that? How will that disrupt the entire setting of the home, the children, the schools, the relationship, the network that you have built, that you have in in your own local environment, your own country? How would that really affect you as a family? So there's a lot of dynamism to this that we have to really consider. Uh, when you sit down, have a plan, who has more career goals? Who has more prospects in the career sector? Who has more prospects in the business sector? Who has more opportunity as a career person? These are the things that you want to put into your discussion to be able to come out with a better decision, a better solution to where you are going as a family. So if you say my wife will be the career person, she has more push in that direction. Okay, let's put her on that track. That means you, as an husband, as a partner, must be able to take up some roles that your wife will ordinarily take up. You must be ready to take up those roles that your children will need. You want to be able to take some roles that the family will need while your wife is not
Raphael,
available.
let me ask this. You have talked about strategies. Now, let's hold on to that strategy and deal with it once and for all. I want to find out what strategy, how do you think they can manage the strategy to maintain a healthy marriage in the process of career growth? How can they work this out? I love the fact that you mentioned strategy. What strategy do you think can be maintained to help them to actually work in such a way that things will work well in their career, whether the husband or the wife, all in the name of trying to make sure that their home is protected? How do you think they can work this out?
Okay, so like I earlier mentioned, the major factor is what works for you. We could sit here and discuss different strategy, different approach, different ways to manage and maintain any plan, any strategy that you have. But which one will be more effective for me as a family man? It's what I would have to discuss with my own family. Okay, so if we have a plan and a strategy, we have to make it more flexible so that it does not bring in pressure at any point. It does not bring in distortion at any point. You have to be flexible so that when there is higher demand on your career path, you know when to slow down. You know when to give more time to the family. You know when to say, okay, let's have family outing. Let's have a movie night. Let's have dinner outside the home, either as a couple or as a family. You know, so these things are not they are not cast stone, because how many families are we able to speak to, reach out to right now as we are speaking? Some are at their early stage. Some families don't have children at the moment because probably they just got married. Some have three kids, children. Some of the children are already in universities. They are not even at home. So what works for you? We're going to movies. We're going to events. We're going to seminars. Will it be a point where you are able to make it a soft landing for every season and every turn in the family? Because one of the things that makes it a bit difficult to achieve from our strategy, our plan, is when you are approaching a corner, a turn, a milestone, and there's so much pressure, so much challenges, so much demand on either of the partner or both. So you find some things, not really working according to plan. Some things are not going as you have decided it to go. So those are season and time where sometimes you need to speak to counselors. You need to speak to somebody that has gone through that part to be able to give some advice, so that you don't make mistake as you are bringing in this strategy to place. Because strategy might be easy to implement in a work environment in your career, but as a family, it's a different approach. So you want to be sure you are well guided in how you manage the entire home.
Raphael, I want us to go for our word of marble. You know how we run it. Let's go for our word of marble and we will be right back. So viewers at home, guests, let's stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, big shout out goes to Digital Women Support. Okay, Digital Women Support Entrepreneur and Empowerment, Initiative. Digital Women Support Empowerment Initiative as the clock 7 years today. So happy anniversary to you, convener Abimbola Chekwes. More grace, more power to you and to the body and the team. A big shout out also goes to all our darling viewers at home celebrating on this beautiful day. We wish you the very best and we love you. Now, going to our discussion, we're talking about balancing family work and the career. Working these three together, how do we balance it? And we've been talking with Raphael Malik. He's a marriage expert, relationship expert, sorry, and a marriage counselor, and also social media expert. Now, I want to ask, when we talk about communication is key in every relationship, and we'll take it so there. We're an advocate of communication. Talk about it, sit down, deliberate, share, let your partner know what is going through your mind, whatever issues you have at work. It's time for you to pour it out. You need to talk to somebody by talking to your partner first, even if at the end of the day you need a counselor. But now, I want us to talk about communication. How can communication help in achieving a greater prospect in balancing our family, work, and our career?
Okay, I hope I'm audible. Thanks for that.
You are.
Let me make this statement. Communication is not just key to relationship. It's a bloodline for every relationship. It's just as your body needs the blood to be alive.
Hold on, Raphael. When you say it's key and it is the bloodline, can you please expatiate on that? Because I see the key. You are going to enter into a house now. You use a key to enter into the house. And you're saying is the bloodline. Can you please expatiate more on that so that will not be confusing our viewers at home? You understand what I'm trying to say? Because many people know communication is key, very important. You cannot do without it. Now you're saying it's the blood. I don't understand. Can you please, or you stay on one line, and let's just do a majority thing that every of the viewers at home can really understand.
Yes, communication is key. But beyond that, it's also like the blood that flows in your body. Just as the body cannot do without the blood flowing in it, relationship cannot survive without communication. That is what I meant. Okay, so for you to keep a relationship alive, communication cannot be breached. It is vital to communicate what you have in mind, what you are planning, what you have what you have on your table. Of course, the psychology for every human being is to have somebody to share your ideas with. All right. So when you have your partner and you're able to sit down together and say, all right, this is what I have in mind. For us to journey to that place that we call success as a family. This is what I believe we can do. So together we sit down and look at how we can plan this journey of ours. So while you are in the journey, while you are moving forward, you are communicating. Communication continues. Your planning stage is communication. Your implementation stage is communication. While you are journeying, you are communicating. You are updating each other. This is the progress. This is what we are doing. This is how far we have gone. These are the possible challenges. How can we achieve and overcome this that is happening at this time? You know, communication you can't remove. So there are various forms of communication. For people that are in this long distance relationship, you take advantage of technology that is available. For people that are closed, communication should go beyond technology and phone call. Because it's a different thing when you have somebody before you by your side, and you are sharing your ideas, your thoughts, and that which you have in mind to do. So when you communicate, it has to also be clear. It has to be intentional. It has to be very, very, very clear for the second person to understand. Because if you communicate in a manner that your partner keeps saying, I don't understand, I don't believe what you're saying, what you're saying seems not to, it's not possible, it's not real, so you have issues with that at that point. So we need to find a way, the best way to communicate with our partners. What is the best way I can communicate with my partner? For some people, technology is beautiful. For some people, like our dinosaurs, letter writing is interesting. For some people, it's face to face. So what works for you? You need to find that out and make sure find the best way to communicate with your partner, because really, really, you can't do without it.
Do you now think that couples should support one another during stressful and busy seasons? How do you think they can help one another to, release the tension from work, go back home? You have the company the wife is working with is closing for the year, or the husband. And normally, this is a man that will always want to assist the wife when he gets home. But now he's so busy because the company is closing for the year. He has an excess and over, stretched time to work in the office, and now getting back home after beating all the traffic. The wife also needs to cook. They need to, sit down as a family. This is a family that's always come together from time to time. How do you think they can help, process themselves through this busy and stressful season of their life?
Thank you. Sincerely, there are different systems that we can adopt. For some people, contracting some of this work out might help. For example, get a cook, get house help, that could house assistant, help in some areas of cleaning. We just have to look at what works for us, what works best for each family. Uh, for example, most countries, they don't take their holidays, their leave for for play. When it's time to go and leave, it's hard for you to see that the company can really pay or buy that leave. They will not give anything for it. They plan together so that their leave fall in the same season, same month, so that they can go on holiday together, can go on excursion, they can go on different form of outing. So it is planning this from the beginning that helps us achieve most of what we need to do to ease off the tension, the stress when it's becoming so hard. You are closing month end report, you're doing end of year report, and the pressure on the time is high. So you want to look at what are the areas that can help. Sometimes paying for a hotel close to your partner's office might help. So the partner might need to close late, and you just find yourself somewhere close so that you can resume work as early as possible. Whatever's going to work for you, you just want to find an destination, because every couple has a different season in their life. So for most people, leave time, they don't joke with it. They just have the pressure. For some people, they break their leave and they share it with you and see how they can maximize those opportunities to release the tension.
But for a couple who already have like 2, 3 kids, and the parents are far away in the village and they are in the city, how confident will this be? And you bring in stranger in, to come and nurse your baby because you want to make things easy, for you and your partner. Anything is workable anyway. But in this era where everyone is conscious of pedophiles, abuse by caregivers,
So,
nannies who come in and do, all manner of evil here and there. How do we manage this? That's one. Two, let's talk about how we also maintain a self-care contribute. How can self-care also, this it is more or less like a self-care between the couple, to make it easy for both of them. How can it contribute to better balancing? Just like we're discussing, can it really help? Creating an atmosphere whereby it's just you and your husband, and you leave the children, the care of who can you trust to do this with? Because you just want to balance everything. Is it that you have to take them to your parents a day before? Now the kids are on midterm break. Is it that thank God they are now break time. Let me just take you to your grandparents and just let me and my wife just enjoy this period. But for those who don't have grandparents, how do we manage
on.
this?
So do you see the essence why I say most of these discussions they are open ended. They are not cast stone because for every life, for everyone, there's a different scenario. Um, yes, it's beautiful when you have your grandparents, either from the mother or the father side, that can always share the burden because training of children, like we know in our old culture, takes a community to train up to train up children. So if the community is not there, if the relationship is not there, the reason why we call family uh, uh, we call family and we say extended family because even as a family you can't stand alone. So we need others to be able to build and to achieve our journey. In the light of when you don't have your grandparents available, you just have to look at your community and see what best can work for you. Because sincerely, nobody is alone. And the fact is that you can't achieve it alone. So if you say you don't have a network of people, relationship either in your religious organization, your religious gathering, or in your social uh, uh, engagement, it's going to be very challenging to survive alone. That is the actual word here. Because that time you need to spend together alone is vital. You can't take it away. You just can't remove it because that is when the self care comes in. That's when you can care for one another. That's when you can care for yourself. I mean, when if a time comes and you are on leave and your partner is not able to arrange his leave for the same time with yours, you have to care for yourself by doing what seems, very healthy for you to do. Health is another point that we also need to look at in this point at this point, because if you are not that healthy, how effective can you be as a parent or as a career person? So you need to care for your health, for yourself, in both spiritually, physically, psychologically, and otherwise. So the fact that we need each other is a vital strength and the point at this hour. We need each other. No one is alone. No family is alone. It's a community of people growing together to achieve success. So if you say you don't have your own grandparents around, available, even for some, grandparents might be far away in another country. Not necessarily they are not alive. So you want to look at your community. Who do you have as mentors? Who do you have as people you look up to? It's very, very sensitive matter also because I've known a mother that put her daughter in care of one of her own relation, and the daughter kept calling so many times when they have the opportunity to talk that I want to leave this place. But the mom says, "Hey, it's the best place you can stay for now. You are over there in that country schooling. I mean, how can you leave that place to another place that we don't know?" Not knowing that somebody in that home was abusing the girl. but she couldn't say it out. But she kept telling the mom, I want to leave this place. And we're talking about relations, not somebody, a caregiver that you employ. So not to talk of employing a caregiver that you don't even know their background. Now this is a relation of yours that this is happening with your daughter. So it's a sensitive matter. It works it works for us to bring that dimension of our spiritual head to be able to guide us in this direction. Because really, if you don't get it right at this sensitive time of our journey, it could create a lot of crack, a lot of pressure that will develop to a matter that will occupy space in our life. Thank you.
Program this morning. But finally, before you take your leave, I would need you to advise our parents out there, couples out there, who might be struggling with this kind of situation and come across this particular episode of Family and Values, discussing balancing family, work, and marriage goals. What will be your advice to them in the area of finances, in the area of communication, in the area of looking out for one another and not apportion blame? It's because that sometimes couples just, that thing will just drop, and you just see couple that things are working well for suddenly just turn the table, and you're like, what really happened? How did we get there? So can you please advise our viewers at home who are watching, even single parents who might still be having the opportunity to get some little token from the husband, you understand, at the end of every month? What would be your advice to them?
So one major word that I keep sharing with people I'm able to talk with is the word expectation. When we build unnecessary expectation from our partner, it builds up and breaks up at a point. You expect him to do this, you expect him to do that, you expect him to remember your birthday, you expect him to remember our anniversary, you expect him to do this. You expect your partner to be able to cook at every point. You are hungry, you need to eat, you expect your partner to do this, expecting more than you should. And when you are not able to manage that expectation, you find out that beautiful couples that are doing well, suddenly something just happened. You understand? So let's manage our expectation. Let's communicate those expectations. Let's not allow things that are bothering us to stay too long. I keep sharing with people, if something happens, it is always the best if you can't tackle it or talk about it or discuss at that moment. Find that moment that you two always share, that is always beautiful, to bring it up for ease of discussion. Because if your state of mind together is beautiful at that moment, it's easy to bring up any topic to discuss it because you don't have a biased mind. Okay, so these are few things that we need to look at. Don't build up unnecessary expectation. Communicate issues as soon as it happens or at the next possible time, so that it does not develop to something else. Because if something has happened, you keep bottling it up and you keep reacting towards it and to your partner in that vein, and that defines, alter your full attention, your full communication with your partner. So let's see how we manage expectation, communicate issues the moment it happens and or as soon as it can be resolved. And let's not take our matter to unnecessary third party. It's either your mentor, your head, or somebody both of you submit to. So a leader that will not share your secret to the third party. That person will be your third person that you can share what is happening in your home to be able to give counsel or advice. If and after you have spoken to the being that you believe is a God to you, that you pray to, all right. If you're able to communicate to the one that you believe created you, and you're able to share wisdom from your belief, then the next person you want to speak to is your mentor, your counselor, or your spiritual head. so that you can be well guided. Because sincerely, if there's any career or any degree that one will go through, marriage is the only career you go to. You get collect a certificate at the beginning, not when you graduate. So you can imagine the dynamic of marriage life. When you have not been trained, you have your certificate already, and you are meant to go through all the hurdles and come out successful. Thank you.
An honor and a privilege to have you this morning. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. We've been talking with Raphael Malik. He is a relationship expert and also a professional social media personality. Okay, so it's so good to have you this morning. We've been talking about balancing family, work, and marriage goals. How well are you doing this? If you think you need to, you need more help, I think it's time for you to go back and watch this particular episode on our Facebook and our YouTube page on Galaxy Television in full. Type it in full and you see it. You can always share with your friends, your neighbor who's having issues with balancing, a career, a development, career growth, and all that together. Okay, Malik, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful
It's a
day.
great,
Bye.
great journey.
Okay, so